Hi, I'm Dr. April Denise McNeill, and welcome to TheRealMEDLife. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll know when we present our next video. So, you have matched. Congratulations to each and every one of you guys who matched into your residency of choice. But now what? What are some things that you need to do before starting residency? Well, today I'm going to provide you with 5 things you need to do the summer before starting residency. Number 1, set a budget. So every program will provide you with a contract to tell you what your gross salary would be. What you need to do is decide what your net pay will be. You can use some of the net pay calculators online in order to provide those figures to you. And then you also kind of need to include if you're going to contribute to your retirement fund, if you're going to get like short-term disability and other insurance needs, so that you would know what your take-home pay will be in order for you to set your budget for the rest of your needs. Also, you want to kind of, once you figure that out, is to create a financial plan and goals for the year. See one of my previous videos to kind of help you out, as well as there'll be a budget calculator Excel form down below that you can download free of use. So next, you need to find out where you're going to live. So you need to set that budget like we said in the previous tip. One thing that you kind of want to make sure is that you're not overspending or placing all of your funds into housing. So kind of what are your priorities, and making sure that your rent or mortgage is not more than your 25% of your take-home pay. So you can start by sending an email or checking out the website for your selected residency program to see if they recommend any areas of town or apartment complexes that most of their residents or fellows currently utilize, and start there. You can also use the standard like Apartment Finder or Zillow or other real estate websites to kind of help narrow your search of where you want to live. Then I would set a weekend aside that you could either drive or fly to your new location if your budget allows, and set up a varied amount of appointments so that you can kind of see what each apartment or house looks like and know that if you're going to be comfortable to live there. And while you're doing that, you will be able to find out what the ease of location is. Like if you have a dog, do they have a dog park? How close is the grocery store? How close is schools and daycares for your children if you have children? All those things need to be taken in consideration, because you have to recognize your life is about to change. You're about to work 80+ hours a week on some months, and you want to make sure that everything is close and convenient to your house, because you want to be able to go home and go to sleep. Y'all, I'm outside our chapel at work, so you may hear some birds and stuff. That was a little scary, but anyway. Number 3, you need to start preparing for your move. So if you live in an apartment or you're renting a house, you want to notify your landlords on your projected leaving date so that they can start preparing for a new tenant, and you can start preparing for what you need to do in order to vacate the premises. You also need to make sure that your apartment is in good shape, whether that's you cleaning it yourself, patching any holes, or hiring a cleaning company to make sure that you get that good old security deposit when you leave. Also, you want to kind of think about whether or not you're going to utilize a U-Haul, just your car, or hire movers to move your things to your new location, because you want to be able to appropriately budget for those items, but also make sure that you get your appointments in so it can ensure that you get the proper time and moving dates that you want. Make sure that you set discontinue dates for all utilities, and also initiation dates for utilities in your new location, so that you can kind of already know what your prorated rates are going to be for what you will owe your present apartment complex and what you're going to need to start your next one. Another thing that you can go on and start is actually make sure that your addresses are updated, and you can also, once you solidify your new address, go on and request from the U.S. Postal Service a date of changing over to your new address, because you want to kind of give it some lead time so that it can catch up with you. You don't want to say stop on the day you're leaving your current apartment, because some of the mail may get behind. Also, with your addresses with your banks, other important matters like insurance and car payments and other bills would need to be updated as well. Also, this is really important. I don't have children, but I recognize this with a lot of my colleagues, is if you have children, especially babies that are not school age, make sure that you are trying to find and setting up daycare early, because there are some places where it takes months on a waiting list before you can even get in. So that's one thing. If you don't do wait until later, you can go on and start looking up your daycares now. Number 4, you need to keep good records and make sure that you keep all deadlines. So when I say keep good records, you may need to start making copies and filing in secure and appropriate places your diploma, any like legal documentation that you may have, your taxes, transcripts, your, what's it called, the MSPE report that a lot of times the schools will give you a copy of before you leave. Make sure that you're securing and making a copy of all those documentations. I usually also have an electronic file, whether it's like Google Drive or one that I've made personally for myself. Also, depending on how important your school email address is, you may go on and maybe create like a dummy account where you can forward your school emails to that one until it starts kind of dying down, and you can exchange over your contacts so that you don't miss any important emails from your current medical school. Make sure that you keep all of your moving receipts, because you have a job now, baby, and those can be tax exemptions in the future. Just make sure you keep your receipts so that you know how much you spent on your moving. Next, make sure that you keep all the deadlines set by your new program and any lingering deadlines from your medical school. So they will send you a contract to sign. There will be a lot of human resource onboarding materials that you would need to deal with, like your tax information, your W-2s, where you're going to place your retirement, who your beneficiaries are, what type of insurances you're going to apply for, and anything that that institution requires for you to have. One of those things, a lot of times when you're going into a new position, they want to make sure that all your immunizations and vaccinations are up to date and may have specific requirements for each program. So make sure you find those out and get those done early so that you can keep a copy and make sure that a copy is available for your new institution. Number 5, do not study. You have studied your little heart out for 4 years, and baby, it is not going to slow down once you start residency. So make sure that you take time to not study. Now, I do recommend as you get closer to the start of residency to kind of have a plan in mind of how you're going to tackle your studying, because you won't have that much time. You'll do a lot of learning and studying on the go, but it'd be a good idea to have some goals of how you're going to tackle studying once you start. But this summer, don't you do jack nothing, okay? Spend this time traveling, whether it's going abroad or taking a girls trip or a road trip with your guys. Spend time with your friends, your loved ones, and your family. Take this time to do some self-care. If you've never had a massage, go get one. And pro tip, when I was in medical school, I used to actually go to the massage school, so I got like an hour massage for like $30. So look into the area of massage schools, and maybe you can get a little self-care the rest of the semester or this summer. Also, make sure you take time to do absolutely nothing. Catch up on those reality shows or those mindless things that we all love to do but never have time to. Well, this is your time. Well, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video with these 5 quick tips of what to do now that you've matched the summer before starting residency. I hope this was beneficial to you. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you think would think this would be beneficial to them. And again, many congratulations to all those who matched. And I will see you next time. Thank you for tuning in to The Real Med Life.